how to grow your agency by understanding synchronicities, frequencies, and coincidences. There's been in the last 2 to 3 months, absolutely craziest things have been happening in my personal and in my business journey, and I would love to reflect upon a few events and share with you those key insights. It's going to be a bit of a weird video, but after some deep reflection, I really wanted to share those with you and help you understand how to kind of navigate this world on a much deeper level than what you're usually hearing online around, like just running ads, just sending out cold emails, or do whatever it is that the guru of the month is promoting to sign you on a $9,800 program. And it's been absolutely insane. I'll give you the first example, right? Like, I've had a referral client come through from someone that I didn't really knew. I met this initial person from a Facebook group, in kind of an e-commerce Facebook group. And this person knew someone that needed help with lead generation and funnels, which is exactly what we specialize in. So we got the referral and never spoke, never knew the client before, jumped on the call. Straight away, the energy was just absolutely amazing. It's as if you're meeting like your best friend from you haven't met someone for like 10 years and you're like meeting them again. That was kind of like the energy on the call. And he mentioned like, wow, like I've seen your website, and then on our website, karmamedia.com.au, I've got one flying video of me taking off. I'm a pilot as well. I'm taking off in Melbourne and flying around the city center. And this is the craziest shit ever. So he was like, wow, I saw your video. I actually flew that exact airplane. He's a commercial pilot. He flew not only the type of airplane. It's not just like driving a Mercedes and the other person drives a Mercedes, but the call sign of the aircraft was exactly the same. We flew the exact same airplane as pilot students. And this is a person I've never knew before, and I got connected to him through someone else that I kind of knew, but not really like on an, I wouldn't even say like friendship level. And then the conversation went amazing. He understood everything that we're doing. He was already running ads for his kind of local service, and the same day he signed up for our kind of landing page and advertising package. 2 weeks later, once everything was launched, he's getting a record low cost per lead, cost per appointment. He just signed his first big client, and he's throughout the whole journey, he's incredibly happy, and it's just like, it's the best thing ever. Like that's honestly like the ideal client and the ideal people that we love dealing with in our advertising agency, right? And after this event, I'm like, wow, like this is just insane, because we ourselves as an agency, we are kind of like the technical specialists behind the geeky Facebook ads and the Google ads and everything like that. But after reflecting, like, wow, how did I even sign this? It was and a referral and the person. It's as if like the universe just connected us to our business, and we had the exact solution that this person needed, and I'm going to help them increase their revenue, live their dream life, and it's going to be an amazing journey. I think a client for maybe for life, but at least for a few years. Another example is our own Facebook ads, right? So we've had a client in the auto mechanic space, which is that's probably like a unique story, unique video in itself of how I signed that client. But we've been able to help this workshop grow from basically just only word of mouth and them having to do with like referrals and like very struggling growing the business, to some days them generating 100 calls a day. And this mechanic workshop was forced to take over the other mechanic kind of like dealership next door, which is an insane testimonial, and we're currently running that as ads. And this gentleman is from India, right? He's from India, and not just from India, from the place called Punjab, right? So this is a northern part of India. If you've never been to India, would highly recommend you to visit, especially the northern part around Punjab. It's like mountain areas and stuff, and down south is also very beautiful. But anyway, like the point I'm trying to make is with this synchronicities and frequencies, like guess what kind of people we're attracting, guess what kind of leads coming through the door. Majority of them are all Indian leads, or Indian prospects, but not just Indian, they're also, majority of them are from Punjab. Right, just absolutely insane. And then what I feel is happening, people resonate so deeply with the authentic video and ads that only the people that are from there, they're like, ah, yeah, this is kind of one of our guys. He's been successful in Australia. I came to Australia as well, and I want to do the same thing, and I want to crush it. Right, so that's another thing I learned from running those ads. Is what we put out, we kind of receive. It's like a mirror. Right, and unfortunately with those ads though, we did attract a lot of people that just coming to Australia, that just want to start a business, and it's unfortunately just a very like the audience is, it's yeah, they're phenomenal people, but they don't have like a business of a size that where advertising services make sense. So we need to kind of tweak those ads and stuff. But that was a huge kind of like psychological kind of shift that I've gone through. It's like, wow, it's so everything is so interconnected that you're doing, right? And lately, another event in January, this was one day, I still remember, this is on the 14th of January, and I write all these things down. I've got like a huge book with all these events that I can look back at it, and I'm like, wow, this life is so amazing, it's so beautiful. And on this day, this was the last day that my father was here in Australia on his holiday. And on his last day, and I still remember this, he didn't want to do this fishing trip that I said, like, let's do it on your last day, because it's a very long flight back to Europe. It's like a 20-hour flight. But I told him, no, let's go in the morning, because this fishing trip is from 6 a.m. till 11, right? So that's how I sold him to still do the fishing trip, even though it's like super, that trip in itself is so rough. Like, you go into the open waters, the waves are like 3-4 meters. It's an absolutely insane fishing trip. And during this trip, like my dad, he loves fishing, and it's his dream to catch big fish. And during this trip, we caught 2 huge tunas, which are both like 20 kilograms, right? So it's kind of like a bucket list item ticked off our list. And as a kid, when I was 5 years old, he taught me fishing. So for me, it was like a beautiful thing to give back, And during the same day, he obviously left, so he departed Australia. During that same day, we signed a client, which was not our biggest deal, but again, an amazing client we signed on board. And also, and this is a complete random event, our investment property could have been settled a week later, like maybe 2 weeks later, but it also settled on the 14th of January. Right, so that's like kind of like a dream. For me, after reflecting it, it's impossible that a day like that is coincidence, right? So through coincidences, you can understand, if you look back at the last month or last 2 months. For me, that gives me guidance whether I'm on the right path or not. It's almost guidance from the universe. It's almost like a spiritual thing where you can see events happening over and over, and you can kind of like, sometimes it's something even small, like a random event, or sometimes it's you think of someone, and the moment you think of them, they call you. You know how crazy those moments are, and I'm like, I'm always writing them down. Like, maybe if this video, pops and everyone loves it, like I'll create like a more of a deeper thing. But there's so many examples that I can give around business and personal life in my agency, that things like these happened, and I'm like, wow, this is just incredible. And last but not least, another powerful tool that you can have in your mental toolkit on achieving your personal dreams, or whatever it is that you desire, put it on a vision board, right? Like, I've always had vision boards for all aspects of my life: hobbies, um, food that I eat, places that we would love to visit. And I try to make these vision boards as vivid as I can. And I try to, instead of just pulling an image from the internet and just smacking it on the vision board, I really try to envision of what it would feel like to be in that situation, to be in that environment. And one of the vision board items was like a dream house right on the beach. And I went even deeper than that. I've been walking around the beach and making pictures of exactly the dream houses that I would love to live in. Right? Actually, like our previous house was also right at the beach, and that's how I've manifested our first beachfront property as a rental tenant. But even that's insanely hard. There's only 400 of these beachfront properties right at the beach without the road in between. And in Melbourne, there's over 6 million people or something, right? So you can calculate the chances of that. And you will not believe this, but the almost exactly the same house appeared on the kind of real estate platform that I was looking for. And I went in, I called the agent, we hopped in on Sunday. Same day we shook the hand, we kind of almost signed the contract, proceeded straight away, and we're now living in it, right? And this happened like 3 weeks ago. So it's yeah, the stuff that I'm talking about goes way beyond the traditional way of thinking of like those very mechanical actions of like, oh, I want to achieve success, thus I have to do this amount of action, or I have to do this amount of action. The more specific you are with exactly what it is that you want out of life, it's almost inevitable for it to come your way, right? And recently, kind of with the birth of my son, and our lives changed, and the business changed, and the way I used to run things, that hasn't been kind of the optimal way as well. So I'm going through that same process of restructuring my dream business for the upcoming years. And I'm really deeply thinking of like, oh, what clients do I want to work with? What are their psychographics? I'm looking at my whole list of clients that I did work with, or the clients that were a complete pain in the ass, that were constantly controlling us and saying nasty things and being like complete assholes, right? So I'm writing all these people down and creating kind of like the ideal people of like, okay, like these businesses are making 2-3 million a year, and they had this amount of this is how much they were spending on ads. This is exactly what solution we were offering. I'm writing at the moment. I'm going through all these things and like restructuring the business and trying to only work with the people that I really love working with, right? And a deep passion of mine was always helping individuals break free from the 9-to-5 system and just live your dream. Not being like a player two in this world, but being the main hero of the movie. You know, that's always been my dream, of helping people like that. And then like 2 weeks ago, we signed. I've had an amazing individual reaching out to me on Instagram, completely random, and yeah, he's now kind of a personal client of mine that I'm helping start his own agency, and he just signed his kind of like a trial client that created like a custom strategy for him. So that stuff been happening as well. So I'm writing all these things down. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And the more specific you are, the better, right? So I hope this video was very valuable to you in regards to the examples and the and the depth of the experiences that I had. If you've experienced something similar, drop them in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, and I would love to see you and share my wisdom, my young wisdom from the beach in Australia in the next video with you.